Correspondent at the Large, Geraldo Rivera. Nice
Hi,
to
Anna.
see you.
My pleasure.
So this escalation overnight, what do you make of that? And talk about, who is Hezbollah? How bad are these terrorist organizations that Iran has been backing for decades?
Well, they're bad. Hezbollah is, I covered the Marine Corps barracks of 1983 when they were blown up by Hezbollah with the total, cooperation and supply by Iran. We lost over 200 Marines in 1983. It was something that's a scar on my psyche. I'll always remember it. They have, to me, anything we do against this regime is payback. Going back to 1979, when they humiliated the United States, they held, over 400 of us, embassy employees hostage.
Right.
It was just, they had it coming. Let me put it that way. There's a line in this
and the Chicago Broadway
had
show.
It coming. Yeah.
Right.
My problem now is I'm not sure how it ends. How does it end? I don't think anyone knows how it ends.
Well, I want to get your take on that and remind our viewers back in 2003 when Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld said he wasn't sure if this was going to last six days, 6 weeks, 6 months, and then it turned into a very, very long conflict. Take a listen here.
It is not knowable if force will be used, but if it is to be used, it is not knowable how long that conflict would last. It could last, 6 days, 6 weeks. I doubt 6 months.
And it's a bit eerie to hear that and then hear the Trump administration saying similar things about what we're involved in right now that lasted, 9 years. So how do you think this ends?
Well, I did 11 military assignments in Iraq, 11 other military assignments in Afghanistan. I saw lots of GIs wounded, killed. It stressed out the nation. I'm not sure what exactly we accomplished. I'm not exactly sure what we are seeking to accomplish here. Is it regime change? Is it just stripping them of their ability to manufacture nuclear weapons? Is it ballistic missiles? Is it surrogates? There's a lot, we've had a kind of a shifting rationale for why we are in this war, Anna, but I am not convinced that anyone really knows specifically who started it. Was it the Israelis that started it? Did we start it? Did the Iranians start it? Of course they did back in 1979.
All right. I just want to interrupt you just for a moment. Again, we've got breaking news coming in just now. The Israeli Defense Forces are saying that Iran has launched missiles toward Israel. My producers are just messaging me saying it has ordered residents across the country, including Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, to seek cover in shelters. I mean, this has just been a way of life for them for so long. And Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu does not want his people to have to go through this at all. But people here in the United States and some even within the president's own party have wondered if the prime minister is pulling the strings a little bit with this conflict and dragging us into it. How do you feel about that?
I think that Bibi Netanyahu is Mephistopheles. I really believe that he's behind the curtain pulling the strings, and he has an extraordinarily close relationship with President Trump. And I'm not sure whose idea this specific timing was. It seems as if it was the United States says that we struck because Israel was going to strike, and once Israel struck, it was going to bring us in, and maybe we'd be surprised by the Iranians. I mean, the rationale, it keeps shifting as you suggest. But the thing about Rumsfeld and the open-ended commitment to the war, we have to know pretty much what we're after, what our goal is, and how it ends. If you don't know how it ends, then it's again, or if it ends, are we going to now watch the entire Trump presidency be defined by this war with Iran? There's no doubt, but that Iran is losing the fight. They are being, the capability is degrading. They've gone, I think their missiles are down 90%, the drones 80%. At a certain point, Iran is definitely going to run out of ammunition. But the thing that we have not addressed, Anna, is what happens when the country comes apart the way Iraq did and the way Afghanistan did.
Or
Does
when
that now
Russia
mean-
and China step in even further.
Oh, well, I think that in some ways may be even easier to deal with. If you had, the problem with Iran is you're dealing with someone that's so erratic. You know, they're so radicalized.
Yeah.
They're so propagandized. They will fight to the end because they think that God is with them. You know, it's a ridiculous kind of war.
And you've got to be concerned, too, about the radicalization that could be happening here at home from afar there as well. We've got to wrap things up, so I apologize. I wish we could chat all day.
Okay.
But lovely to see you. NewsNation correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.